Visit the old college of the University of Edinburgh. You really can't miss it if you pass through this part of Edinburgh. But before then it was a hospital and a church known as St Mary in the Fields, or Kirkle Fields. Called that because it was outside city walls and in the fields. This church, however, was implicated in one of the most interesting periods of Edinburgh history, the murder of Lord Darnley, consort of Mary Queen of Scots. Quick thing about Lord Darnley. Lord Darnley was Mary's second husband. They married in 1565 and he fathered King James VI. But it wasn't a happy marriage. Darnley was a vain, arrogant, violent and drunken fellow who put the state at risk. There's also speculation that he may have been gay or bi, and he may have had an affair with David Rizzo, Mary's personal secretary, who he later murdered in front of the 6-month pregnant Mary. So yeah, not a nice guy, vain, violent, and willing to murder his speculated lover in front of his pregnant wife. He had a lot of enemies, which likely led to his death in the most dramatic way possible. So Darnley contracted smallpox, but there was also speculation it was syphilis, and after this had passed, he was taken from Glasgow to Edinburgh to recuperate in the old prophet's house at Kirkle Fields. Unbeknownst to him, whilst he was there, someone, and we don't quite know who, was putting gunpowder in the room below his room. So, on the morning of the 10th of February, the old prophet's house exploded, and Darnley and his valet were thrown from the house and landed in a nearby garden. Now, you'd think that's what would have killed them, right? The explosion and the subsequent fall? Well, you're wrong. Darnley had been smothered. So, someone had killed Darnley, blown up the house in the hopes that it would destroy the evidence, only to have the body yeeted into a nearby garden intact enough to know how he really died. So, here's the question. Who killed Lord Darnley? Well, we don't know for sure. People were executed for it though. Captain William Blackadder was executed on the grounds that, on the sound of the explosion, he ran out of a pub on the Tron. Servants of James Hepburn, Earl Bothwell, who later became Mary's third husband in a suspiciously short time later, was also executed. Despite this, there isn't really that much evidence that these men were the killers of Darnley, but a great amount of suspicion was placed on Bothwell, but also Mary herself. Either way, the episode was fascinating. It's not often you get to talk about royal intrigue and the cover-up of a murder using explosives.